Hey, what's going on, everyone? Hope all of you are doing well. I want to welcome you all to the Halloween Horror 2, and for day 27, I will be reviewing Hellraiser 3 Hell on Earth. One of my subscribers had commented on my review for Hellbound Hellraiser 2 and was looking forward to me potentially doing part 3, and I had planned to, so here it is. So Hellraiser 3. Um, I like this movie. I'm gonna state that this is one of my favorite sequels. There's something about this film that I just find interesting. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's the fact that the lead actress in this played Jadzia Dax in Star Trek Deep Space Nine. That might be one of the reasons. Might be the fact that this is a fun sequel. It takes itself seriously, but at the same time, it's a little over the top, which I do like. But I don't know. I really don't know what it is about this movie, but I like it. The actress who the main lead in this, she is an investigator, and she is doing a story on these murders that are happening. And while this is happening, you have Pinhead, who is trapped in this marble box of some sort, and he has to basically, in order to get free, he needs to devour souls. And his plan is to destroy the puzzle box so he doesn't have to, be in hell anymore. He can be free. And while he's trapped in this box, he decides to manipulate this owner of a nightclub, this playboy, as they say, or you can call it whatever, to try to bring victims to him. And eventually, one thing leads to another, and it's up to our main lead to destroy Pinhead. Um, this movie, like I said, it's a fun sequel. I like some of the backstory that we get, especially with Pinhead. Before he became the Cenobite, he was once human, and I guess his soul ends up helping our main lead and, having at least giving her a better understanding on who he was, and how to stop the evil that is Pinhead. And what I do like about this movie is we do get a reference to Hellbound Hellraiser 2. There is a scene where our main lead and Pinhead, when he once was human, of course played by Doug Bradley, doing the dual role in this movie, he explains about Christy from the second film, releasing his and the Cenobites' souls from the hell that they were in, which I like. I thought that was a nice little nod to the second film. Now, I will state there are some scenes that really stand out. I believe there's a scene where they take one of their victims and turn them into a Cenobite, which was pretty cool. And then you do get this really gruesome scene where Pinhead devours this young woman. Just that scene is just crazy, and it stands out, I think. Um, but for a Hellraiser film, for to be the third entry, it's a fun sequel. I will state it is. And of course, the fourth one is just as good. I do prefer the third one being a little bit better. But after the fourth, that's kind of where we get into, into the downright terrible, because eventually, after, I want to say, the fourth movie, we eventually started getting Hellraiser movies that weren't even intended to be Hellraiser films. They were rejected scripts that would get modified to become a Hellraiser film, a straight-to-home video Hellraiser film. Um, I have yet to see the new one that came out last year. Eventually I will. Yeah, I think Hellraiser 3 is a fun movie. I think it's a fun sequel. I do like the little twist we get at the end. That was kind of like, what? I was expecting, so it took me a few years to watch the sequels, because at this point, when I was watching the third film, I had never seen parts 4 and for and so on. So I had memory of 1 and 2 and very limited with 3. So rewatching 3 at that time for the I guess the first time of viewing the whole film in its entirety, but kind of a rewatch with certain scenes. Um, I enjoyed it really really much. I enjoyed it a lot. I am a little tongue twisted with the words I want to say. Um, so revisiting during that time was enjoyable, and revisiting the film recently, again, my thoughts have not changed. Is it perfect? No, it's got its flaws, and that every film in the franchise is going to. But this one is definitely up there if you're looking to get into the series. Give the other sequels a first time watch, and then choose which ones you like and prefer, and are films you can rewatch in the franchise. Because there are some that are not that great. But yeah, nonetheless, it's I wish I could say more. The score to this, I think, is fantastic. I've always loved the score. I like the fact that a lot of actors that we have grown up with. If you look back at what they did back in the day, your mind is just blown. Great example I'm going to use, actually a couple. Father Gabriel in The Walking Dead was in Starship Troopers. I was not aware of that at all whatsoever. So that was really cool to kind of go back and find that out. Of course, the main lead in this was the actress who played Jadzia Dax in Star Trek, Deep Space Nine. So it was cool that she got her start in horror, which a lot of actors tend to do, which is nice. I mean, look at Nathan Fillion. In a way, you can say he got his start in horror. Um, well, he might have gotten his start a little bit before that, but I don't think he really became a household name until Buffy. So yeah, Nathan Fillion, fantastic actor, in my personal opinion. I'm trying to think of another film I saw recently. Now we all know the Good Doctor. Our main lead. He's been in a lot of things, but there's one doctor in that show who I found out is actually a henchman in the movie Steel with Shaquille O'Neal, like very, very young. I remember revisiting that film and watching that scene, and I'm like, why does this actor look familiar? And when I looked it up, lo and behold, it was him. And of course, we had the unfortunate passing of Richard. What is his last name? Man, I can't even think of his name. That's terrible. The OG Shaft himself. So I was looking up because I've always remembered his face. He's got that recognizable face. Um, he's always got a beard and always had that like great personality. And I remember he was in Steel. He was the uncle who owned the junkyard in Steel. But then I forgot he was also the main FBI agent in charge in Corky Romano, and I love his character in that movie. Fantastic. Yeah, he I think was in his 80s. Very unfortunate. I wish I could remember his last name right off the bat. But yeah, it's really sad that we lost him. But his legacy is gonna live on from his films, especially Shaft. If it wasn't for him, we wouldn't have gotten the Samuel Jackson films. But nonetheless, I'm kind of distracting myself from the review. But you get the point. A lot of actors that we have known and loved today got their start in other things, and a lot of them got their start in horror. So, excuse me. So it was nice, to see, to have our lead, you know, go on to do Star Trek. But nonetheless, I wish I could say more. Like I've stated before, it's a fun sequel. It's definitely one I feel like everybody should have in their collection. It's one that if you haven't revisited the film, go ahead. Yes, it's full of cheese. Yes, it could take itself seriously. Pinhead has some great quotes in this. The score's excellent. I like the little backstory that we get of some sort. I like the eating Pinhead eating scene that we get. It stands out. It really does. Um, but yeah, nonetheless. So with that being said, let me know what your thoughts are on the film. I would love to hear your opinion, man. I'm like all over the place with this. I do apologize. Maybe I'm still a little tired and probably need more sleep. But but yeah, just give me your thoughts. What do you guys think? Is it one you enjoy? Is it one you don't care for? Give this video a like if you enjoyed it. It helps me out a lot. So yeah, and subscribe to the channel. If you guys like movie reviews, if you like franchise reviews like Child's Play, Nightmare on Elm Street, if you enjoy, collection updates and things like that, definitely subscribe to the channel. I do plan to do a wrestling pay-per-view review, one that's been out for years, which is going to be, I think, ECW One Night Stand 2005. I've always loved that pay-per-view, so I've been trying to work on doing a review for that. But with that being said, definitely do all those cool things. Share this video, get my channel out there. The more that sub, the more that watch and like and comment, the better. Keeps me going for sure. And guys, I'm also doing a little fundraiser. I'm trying to raise money to get a new camera. So my sister actually offered to start editing my videos. She wants to build a portfolio so it can help her potentially get some jobs. And she made the comment to me about editing my videos, making them look good. And considering she also produces music, she can help add some cool music into my videos as well, do some cool intros and things like that. So in order to do that, I need to eventually get a camera so I can put my SD card in there, bring up the production value a little bit better, as well as being able to edit a little bit better rather than using my phone. So the way I'm doing this is I'm just using PayPal, because a lot of the fundraising websites out there have fees, and I just don't want to deal with all the fees and everything. The goal is at least to get 600, because the camera I want is it's Sony. They're going to be expensive, but this will cover like if I need to get a mic for it, or if I gotta get editing software when I get when I put my SD card in. So things like that, plus tax and shipping. So it covers a little bit of that stuff. This is just something I'm just trying out to, see what happens. I'm not expecting anything. You gotta try things. It doesn't hurt to see where things go. But yeah, I figure I'd just do like a little fundraiser thing to kind of just, raise the money for a potential new camera. Because to be honest with you guys, the phone's great, but it's becoming a little too much. Especially when I try to hook up my mic, I'm having issues constantly. Editing is a pain in the ass, and yeah, sometimes I would say back in maybe the summertime or the beginning of the year, I was having issues where people couldn't hear me. Yes, I need to eventually upgrade, but at the same time, I think it's time to start really getting a camera to do this type of stuff. So yeah, so I figured, I do a little fundraiser. I would, use do it through PayPal. So I will put the link down in the description below. I had made a community post on it. Hell, I would never thought I'd say I have an editor. I don't. I wouldn't thought I would get to that point, but now I do. So yeah, so I figure, raise the camera. That way I can really start having my sister edit my videos and things like that. So, with that being said, if you guys want to, contribute to the fundraiser and, eventually see how great this channel builds, definitely do so. Like I said, I'm just trying new things out, different things. I will give you guys a little update. I did not hear back from Shout Factory. I'm hoping I will, so we'll see what happens. But hopefully they'll come back and I can work out some partnership with them on reviewing their releases. So I need to not drag this video on too long because we're almost, close to 15 minutes. But with that being said, thank you guys so much for the support. Thank you so much for doing what you guys do. If you want to contribute to my little fundraiser, you can do so. Link will be down in the description below. With that being said, I am Film Talk with Mikey, and until next time, guys, we'll talk films. Peace.